Welcome to Round Glass. I'm Jyothi Shyamsunder, and I'm honored to be your guide today, live from India. Just before this session began, I was feeling so still inside, and I smiled. So, whenever I think of the word stillness, the picture which comes to my mind is a still lake on top of a mountain. So, have you ever noticed the surface of a still lake or a pond? Doesn't it give you a feeling of peace, calm, or simply that stillness? But I used to wonder many years ago, but is stillness only possible in a quiet place like in nature or in the mountains, in the woods? Well, we will talk, contemplate, and meditate on this today and experience and know what is true stillness. And here's a question for you. Have you experienced stillness in your life? Well, you can share your responses with me. But before that, let's center ourselves and calm down. You just need to follow my instructions for the next few minutes. So, I invite you to take a posture which is dignified, calm, and relaxed. Making sure your spine and your neck is straight yet relaxed. Very important. Making sure your hands are resting on the sides of your body or on the lap. Your feet on the floor. And gently closing your eyes. And simply resting, not doing anything, just resting in the silence and the space, no matter what is happening around you and inside of you. Just being, just being. Just letting a thought be, a feeling be, or if you hear something, a sound be. And now gently bring your awareness or attention to your breath, to your breath through your belly breathing or the chest moving up and down. Maybe sometimes you notice a kind of calmness or stillness inside of you, noticing that, enjoying that, coming back easily to the breath again. And gently opening your eyes and smiling. I hope that was helpful before we began the session. So, remember, I asked you a question. Have you ever experienced stillness in your life? Well, I seem to have received some interesting responses. Someone says, hiking in the hills near my home. How wonderful. Watching a sunset, one of my favorites. Being in prayer. How beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing them. I really value your responses. I acknowledge them. As I was saying, I always thought about, is it possible for us to always get away into the woods, into something more peaceful, to experience this kind of stillness, a balance, a sense of peace? Well, we all live in a practical, in a real world, and it's not always possible to get away into a quiet place like the nature of the woods. Like, for example, I live in actually a noisy area, right? So I discovered something so beautiful a few years ago. I was in a fruit market, okay? I had to buy a few fruits, and I went to this vendor who was selling different fruits, and I asked him for a kg of apples, a kilo of apples. And then he gave me a kilo of apples, right? And then I paid him, and he had to give me back 20 rupees, 20 bucks in return as a change. And he gave me 10 rupees, and he kept quiet. And I waited for the next 10 rupees to come. It didn't. And then I asked him that you need to give me another 10 rupees, right? And something triggered in him, and he shouted and he said, "Do you think I'm a thief? I gave you 20 rupees." But I very well knew that I had just gotten back 10 rupees. So I calmed myself. I took time to calm myself, but I told him firmly that no, you have not given me the 10 rupees. And he continued to argue, and there were people around trying to come and support me, and some of them were there to support the vendor. saying that you are a liar and all. I felt so calm inside, and I was able to respond firmly. And I even looked him in the eye and said, "No, you haven't given me the right change, and I won't leave until you've given me the exact change." But there was so much calmness. I was not disturbed inside. And finally, he gave me the change, and he said, "Sure, go away." And I smiled and I moved on. I felt so happy and proud of myself, and I learned that stillness is not just can be accessed somewhere in the mountains or somewhere in a peaceful area, right in the middle of a market, right in the middle of your daily life. You can experience stillness. That is what will help all of us. And the practice which has helped me for so many years is a simple practice of becoming calm and still and noticing my own breathing. What a beautiful practice. So let's get into that practice for some time. You just have to follow my instructions for the next few minutes. All right? So, just like before, please take a comfortable, dignified posture with your back and the neck straight and relaxed. With your hands resting on the sides of the body or on the lap. Your feet on the floor, and relax the body and mind. Now imagine that you are like the still lake. No matter what is happening deep down at the bottom of the lake, the surface of the lake is calm and collected. Bring to mind the qualities of stillness, the qualities of peace, of strength, joy, contentment. You are just like that now. Maybe you also want to add a color to the water of the lake, like a peaceful color, your favorite color, like a light blue or a baby pink, whatever makes you feel calm. Now, from this state of mind, Bring your attention to any sounds that you can hear around you, sounds that you can easily hear. Sounds of birds, sounds of traffic, or people talking. It's okay for the mind to wander. Let it wander and easily come back to the sounds. Sounds as they are in this present moment. The sounds resting in them. Now bring your awareness to your breathing through the belly or the chest. If you like, you can place your hand either on your chest or your belly. Notice how beautifully the breath goes up and down or in and out naturally. The mind will wander into something else. Let it wander and come back naturally to the breathing. the breath, noticing for what it is, not trying to change anything about the breathing, just as it is, as it is. Just the breath through the belly or the chest. Now bring your awareness to your own breathing once again through the nostrils. You can also keep your finger or your hand at the entrance of the nostrils just to feel the touch of the breath so that you notice better. The mind may wander 100 times. Calmly come back to the breathing 100 times. Your breath is the connection between your outside and your inside world. It's a bridge. How you feel inside is what you're going to see outside. Your breath is always there for you. Now releasing the attention from the breath. Continue to sit in this quiet space for some more time. acknowledging the stillness or whatever you're feeling right now. And taking your time, gently open your eyes and smile. Remember that true stillness can be experienced with an attitude of observation. Then you notice things as they are, not as you would like it to be. And this can be practiced or accessed by each one of us, anytime, anywhere, through a simple practice like we just did. You know, I experienced such stillness a few weeks ago at a farmhouse, at a friend's farmhouse. And I realized that once you start experiencing stillness and inner peace, you start living in harmony with everything around you: animals, people, nature, and a sense of joy and contentment starts building. You know, I remember John Kabat-Zinn, one of my favorite teachers, says stillness, a profound stillness, can be experienced when you look at things as if you're looking at it for the first time, without any stories, without any judgments. How beautiful. And also remember that only in stillness, only in deep silence, can you hear the deepest wisdom of your mind and body. Thank you so much for sharing this time together with me. And do continue to explore meditation with us at round.class or on our app. I will be back with yet another beautiful live session next Saturday night or Sunday morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye bye and lots of blessings.